I think there may be somebody listening to us today who wants to know a little bit about this process, Mark. And so I'll share. This was a very extensive and intensive process. The board of the Gospel Coalition appointed a search committee, a presidential search committee that consisted of both board and council members and also a representative, Nancy Guthrie, who has often spoken for the TGC Women's Conference, has great relationships with many of the women involved in women's ministry in the TGC orbit. And so on that committee was Juan Sanchez, who's the chairman of the board, Andy Davis, who's the vice chairman of the board, Ryan Kwan, a wonderful pastor in California, H.B. Charles, wonderful pastor in Jacksonville, Florida, Nancy Guthrie, and yours truly. And I had the privilege of serving as the chairman of that presidential search committee. We had well over 60 names given to us from council members, board members, staff. We went and talked to our staff. Many of those names came from our council. Many of the names were people outside of the council, but connected to TGC in a variety of ways. And as a committee, we worked through all of those names and we developed a short list. And then Ryan Kwan suggested, we really need to have some consultants walk with us through this process so that we can interview in a good and thorough way the candidates for this position. And we did that. We reached out to Bill Hendricks and Tommy Thomas, and they did a wonderful job consulting with us. I must say, Mark, I think your name was given to me by more people from every direction than any other name. So it in many ways, it didn't surprise me that in the end I was talking to you about this. I loved our conversations all along the way, and I love your theological convictions. I love your very evident love for Christ, your love for the local church, your love for the scriptures, your pastoral orientation, your leadership gifts, which are very, very evident to those of us. I've been able to watch those a little bit on the board, and I appreciate that so much. Your vision for TGC, your experience with TGC, the way TGC has been attractive and encouraging to you, and I'm just looking forward to see the Lord bless you in your leadership in TGC. So the Presidential Search Committee met with you, interviewed you after getting all that input from our consultants, and then made a recommendation to the Board of Trustees. And the way it works at TGC is the board makes a nomination to the council, and then the council elects the new president. So I just want folks that are listening to us today to know how seriously we took this process, how prayerfully we took the process, how we sought input from staff and from the council, and really left no stone unturned. And then the Presidential Search Committee, I felt from the very beginning we were of one heart and mind, and we were of one heart and mind when it came to making this recommendation of you, Mark, to the board. And so it was, for me, it was also poignant because I saw a man who was happy in pastoral ministry and loved his people. And at one level, I felt, Lord, you are going to get me if this is not the right thing to do for this dear brother, because he is so fruitful in the local church. But at another level, that's exactly the kind of that kind of pastoral leadership. Just that's Don and Tim's vision from the beginning. I just felt like, yeah, this is exactly what TGC needs right now.